potting up some Echeverias. Echeveria is native to Central America, Mexico, and Northwest South America. They are succulents, they're evergreen, and they're perennial plants. This is the Echeveria Pulidonis. And you notice in this particular one, the rosette is not very tight. The leaves are going flat because it does need moisture and they're not getting the proper amount of light. This Echeveria is called a Purpusorum. The Purpusorum is more compact. The leaves are much smaller than the Pulidonis. And this particular Purpusorum already has an offset, which is one way to propagate an Echeveria. You can propagate them from an offset, which is an offshoot that nestles itself very closely to the mother rosette. Echeveria plants in their native habitat survives in temperatures that are 70 degrees during the daytime. It gets down to 40 to 60 degrees at nighttime. And it's very desert-like, arid, mountainous, rocky conditions. So they thrive in very little soil. And because they're succulents and store water in their leaves, they don't require a lot of water. They do not like to sit in water. Overwatering your Echeveria plants or having water sit in the rosette will lead to leaf rot and root rot. So we never want to overwater our Echeveria plants. So I'm removing a lot of this soil. You see it's very dry. But look at those roots, they're healthy roots. And I'll remove the dried leaves. Your Echeveria goes into dormancy during the winter months. And in the springtime is when they start to bloom. So we remove the dried leaves. So you'll notice the beautiful roots. I'll also go ahead and then I'll remove the flower stalk. These plants are very slow growing. The Purpusorum at maturity should be about 3 inches wide and 3 inches tall. Again, on this one, I'm removing the dried leaves. Those roots. Nice, healthy roots. On the far right, we have an Echeveria Pulidonis. This Echeveria is in an unglazed terracotta pot, and you'll see the saucer, so it does have a drainage hole. In the center, we have another Echeveria Pulidonis. It's also in a terracotta pot, but this one is glazed. This pot also has a drainage hole with an attached saucer, and is top dressed with some marbles and ringed with some seashells. On the far left are the two Echeveria Purpusorums in the front. Remember, we started out with a mother rosette and an offset that was nestled closely to the mother. So we've separated those. And that's not an Echeveria. It does look like an Echeveria, but that's a Pachyphytum. The Pachyphytum is very similar to the Echeveria, but you can tell by looking at the leaves. See how these leaves are much thicker than the Echeveria leaves? And the rosette is much different. It blooms yellow. in the springtime, so it's getting ready to bloom. I left that flower stalk on, and we'll look at this Echeveria, and you'll see the difference between the Echeveria and the Pachyphytum. Look at the leaves. The Echeveria leaves aren't as thick. The small, compact rosette leaves of the Echeveria plants makes them very appealing. They're very easy to grow. They're not complicated at all. They require bright light, low water, and can tolerate some neglect. If you're thinking you don't have a green thumb, you are intimidated by succulents, if you follow these tips, you too will be successful at growing Echeveria plants. If you found the information in this video helpful, kindly subscribe and share our channel. Have a great day. Bye for now.